Hello and welcome back to the Cronecast at the Rising Moon. My name is Elaine, and on this channel I do the Spirit Guide Monthly live every last Friday of the month. I hope you're able to join me. But I also do this. I do pick a card readings, and today's pick a card reading is a pretty fun one. We're asking, who's my soulmate? We're asking for you, so we're asking who's your soulmate, and we're going to find out personal details about them, potentially some descriptions. We're going to look at some astrological signs as well. You may or may not already know this person. Remember, we have multiple types of soulmates as well. There are healing soulmates, there are chaos soulmates, there are life partner soulmates. But this is seeking to define romantic soulmates. So we have 4 piles in a pick-a-card presentation. Stop, concentrate, see which one really calls out to you, and that really is the best way to pick my piles. I'm an empathic and an intuitive reader. You're not likely to get good results if you go with the I always pick number 2, 3, or 4 method. So close your eyes, open them again, see which one really kind of comes out to you. That is the message that you are most meant to receive, and I will see you at the time of your reading. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 1, then this is your reading. I'm putting the number 1 over there so that people can easily fast forward to their readings, but there'll be timestamps in the description box down below. The archetype cards is going to tell us some of the personality traits. We've got a Mira's Love Oracle that may tell us what the person looks like. We have the Island Time Wellness cards, which may be telling you things that you need to work on before meeting your soulmate. The Housewives Tarot is it's a retro deck. It was produced in the 90s, but it does have images from like the 1950s. I just find it fun, and it's a fun thing when you're doing soulmate readings as well, because it has a kind of that, hearth and home feeling to it. So let's get going for pile number 1. Hey, pile number 1, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like this reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit the post bell notification so that you know every time I post a video. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link to my website in the description box down below. Hey, let's go. Tell me about pile number 1's soulmate. Who is pile number 1's soulmate? 1 and 2 and 3. We're going to take 6 cards because that's the number of internal personal balance. Here we go. We have the King of Pentacles in the upright. Right away, that is somebody who is likely skilled in business. It can be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus energy as well, because it's earth sign energy. That comes out with the 8 of Pentacles as well. This is a relationship that is likely to come to you after you've learned multiple lessons in life about what the place that love holds in your life. Remember, every relationship we have teaches us more and more about who we are, what we need to work on, what we have to give, what we wish to receive. It teaches us how to love ourselves as well. And that's what that 8 of Pentacles energy is really about. You got a lot of earth sign energy so far. 6 of Wands in reverse tells me that this person may not be in your life yet. The High Priestess in reverse, that's something yet to be revealed, but it is secrets being revealed. What else do we have for group number 1? Who is their soulmate? I'm shuffling the cards here. I have a slightly different mic setup, and I'm hoping it will help with the road noise from my street outside, which is very, very busy. I have that with the Hermit in the upright. That's a Virgo energy, and then the 5 of Wands in the upright as well. That is a change energy. It is an overcoming adversity, and can be like, this is good witty banter energy as well. It is the card of change. It can be the card of competition. So your soulmate so far is the figure card that I have attached to this is the King of Pentacles. Let's go ahead and we're taking 2 astro dice for astrological signs to see if there's any other information. This guy fell off the map over here. And I have let's go with this. This is the Sagittarius card, the Sagittarius marking. Now keep in mind that might be about the season in which you meet them. It might be about multiple other energies as well. This astro dice, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to involve it. It's not about astrological signs, and I really wanted to get another I'm sorry, I have a little ball of dice here. or bowl of dice. And then sure enough, Taurus came out with that. So we have the Sagittarius marker, and then we also have the Taurus marker. This is Taurus energy, this is Earth sign energy, but it's also the need to heal. So please be aware that this person will come to you after a series of relationships that help you learn lessons about yourself. There may be a delay in this, but like, don't give up hope. Remember, your journey is your journey, and soulmates are meant to be part of it, but they aren't meant to be the focus of it. Love is an important part of life, but it's not the only part of life. This High Priestess in reverse is like somebody revealing feelings to you as well. You may end up knowing this person for a while before they kind of come forward. There is a need to heal involved. The Hermit card is a soul-searching energy. It is that energy of withdrawing into self, really knowing yourself, understanding your faults. It is one of the cards you might get around an ego death. So this is something, and later does not mean later in life. It could simply mean that you have like 1 or 2 serious relationships, potentially more, before you meet this person. King of Pentacles is what it started out with, though. This could be somebody who you meet through school. It could be somebody that you meet through business as well. Particularly schools standing out with that 8 of Pentacles in the upright. The 6 of Wands, though, like your first meeting is not the thing that tends to like lead to it. You're going to know each other before everything gets all hot and heavy. And we're very like attached to the idea of love at first sight, but love at first sight is usually a chemical reaction, and we still don't know the person well. And you can have that smoke and chemistry with somebody that you get to know over time also. That Hermit card is the one that's just kind of standing out to me with the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands, 5s are all about the energy of change. This is a card of competition and rising to the top. You have a little bit of inner conflict about where relationships belong before this person comes into your life. But they're very, like, they're somebody who likes learning things. They're going to be one of those lifelong student type of energies. The 6 of Wands as well, that can be somebody that, like, that you need to close the gap in a geographical setting, meaning that they may need to move to be closer to you. Let's get going with your Island Wellness cards. Not today. You don't know this person yet. Not dealing hurt, avoiding a conversation, call or person, boundaries, and still angry. You may have multiple misunderstandings with this person because that is like this bickering energy. I think you're going to have spirited debates. What I really think here is with that Sagittarius energy, there's plenty of fire. That's also like a hunting energy. But there's this very grounded 3D energy around it as well. I'm not positive how spiritual this person is or isn't, but the Hermit suggests that there is a spiritual component to this. Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting, hesitation. I'm telling you, it's like you meet, but it takes a little bit for the relationship to get off the ground with sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, and working on it for hammer. It is something that you will work to build. You may have to like I said, this comes after a couple of relationships where it's almost like you learn how to have relationships. And try to remember that no time in a relationship is ever wasted if it gives us something to contemplate, something to grow from. Love, there are no guarantees in life. Whenever I'm reading for people and they want to know what the outcome is, it's like, well, have the relationship and see what it teaches you. But people want to know whether or not they're with the person they're going to marry. And remember, we only see aspects of the future. We never see the full picture. This looks like long-term commitment energy to me, though. Kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. It looks to me that there are many lessons in life for this person as well. They may be very stubborn with that Taurus energy. Now, I am a Taurus. Am I stubborn? Well, yes. But it doesn't, if you're aware of something, it's more easy to overcome. We're checking Amira's love oracle to see what the other energies are. Do you have any physical descriptions? Anything more on this for me? I like them. They're going to be very like successful within the 3D with that King of Pentacles energy. The 6 of Wands energy, though, they can be a little bit of a homebody. That fits with the Taurus energy as well. I have past life relationship. That is good. Now, that can be twin flame energy because, remember, twin flames meet up over and over again until they kind of get it right. Courting man, uniform, and professional male. Like I said, this person's a little bit interested in the 3D. They may be an entrepreneur. They could be a business owner, an inventor. They're very practical as well. But they have a spiritual side with that Hermit. Let's go. Do we have anything else? I'm not getting any physical descriptions. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3. And these cards do have physical description cards in it. We're going to take 2 more from this one. I have new love. Interesting. You may not know this person yet. I don't know if you've met them yet. I think you're going to meet one another and like you have this bond, but I'm not sure that like you might be with somebody or they might be with somebody because this is a competition energy and it won't be the stage or the time for you, but a time for it will come. With family, oh good, origin, soul family, and groups. You may be friends first. You may meet them through friends. Remember, general readings, they can't hold true for everybody, but the cool thing about this is that this is a resonant connection. This is somebody that you can sit up with and talk all night, but there's no lack of fire as well, because one of the things about earth signs is like they really enjoy physicality, if you get my drift. Here we go. Let's go with the archetype cards. What else can you tell me about pile number 1's soulmate? And remember, different types of soulmates, there really are. We have different types of soulmates for different stages in our life. Some people will meet their life partner energy when they're 16 years old, and some people will meet their life partner, their truest partner, when they're 62. It really, really depends on the set of circumstances of your life, the lessons you've learned, and the path that you've walked. Let's go. Okay, what do we got? Yeah. God, this is interesting. Benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others, and the shadow attributes is despotism, cruelty, using power to control people. I think this person had to learn a better relationship to their own personal power as well. I've just got this with this hammer needing to break bad habits energy with trickster. Transcending conventions, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. Shadow attribute is manipulating others through duplicity. I do not have that energy around this person. We had somebody stay behind, so I'm going to take it. Mother, nurturance, patience, unconditional love. Again, joy in giving birth to life. All right, so group number 1, this is an awesome energy because it has everything. It has a spiritual component with this God energy. The trickster energy, listen, this person's a little bit, like I kind of want to say adventurous. Like they like to try different things. This is I'm not trying to be crass, and this is like kind of I try and keep this as PG as possible. But one of the meanings of the 5 of Wands is somebody who is adventurous in bed. They like all different types of positions. And then the mother energy is about how you'll feel so cared for and so protected. But this person has their own energy around what they need to learn in this life. They have had to learn how to probably control, with the 6 of Wands is like they need to learn how to bring a process to a stop. So they may have struggled a little bit with learning how to express themselves. Let's get a healing energy card on, or this is the Purple Canyon Wellness cards and affirmations, I believe. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3. What does pile number 1 need to know? What do they need to do in their own life to help hasten this meeting, help set the energetic stage for this person? And we're going to go. All right. Boundless joy. Well, that is absolutely wonderful. Happiness is a wonderful state, but unpleasant emotions are a beautiful, scenic path to greater joy soon to come. These ebbs and flows allow me to appreciate the good times. I will remember my joy is abundant and never ending. Listen, this comes to you after potentially some seasons of challenge, of learning about yourself through your challenges. We are meant to have challenges in order to grow and to expand. But let's get back to talking about the love stuff, because this is not meant to be about spiritual journeys as much as it is that kind of fulfilling of emotional, like that romance, that being courted. And apparently this person is exceptionally romantic. They value family. You may end up having a family together, particularly with that mother energy. This person could be the parent to one of your children or all of your children. It does look to me as if this person is not currently your partner, but they're telling you to have faith because love is coming after destructive patterns are broken. And one of the things that you're learning, of course, is self-love, because everybody needs to learn self-love. Let's get the higher love oracle cards involved here. Anything else about group number 1's soulmate? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Here we go. All right. Healing soulmates are soulmate. Well, thank you. And then significant love relationship. We are talking about romantic ones. Soulmate. New or revived relationship. This is, and then patience and progress. Hey, group number one. So the gist and the uptick here, I did not get any physical descriptions on this person, but I got a ton around how they act and what they value. They do value family. They value hard work. They have a good sense of humor, but like they don't goof off easily sometimes if they're trying to accomplish something. Their family is incredibly important to them, and they know where to kind of I think they might have to have learned anger management, or perhaps you have, like where they need to like learn how to turn around, walk away from a situation before it blows up in their face, type of thing. By the time you meet this person, again, you may meet them and then like they come back into your life with that past life energy, and then with the new love as well, is that you may begin as friends or acquaintances. You may know them through a situation at work or at school. There's a very grounded 3D energy around this. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get some messages of love cards. Can you tell me more about pile number one's soulmate? What do I have here? True love. Yay! And then one more, just would not stop, marriage. So let's get talking about your soulmate and stop drawing cards for a while. This particular person, by the time you meet them, you're both a little bit mature. So we're looking for like, 25 and up type of energy. Simply because the last part of our brain that forms has to do with impulse control, and we're not truly considered to have an adult brain, which is not the same thing as not being an adult, until we're 25 years old. This is a very adult energy with this King of Pentacles. This is somebody who's had to learn many life's lessons. They've had these kind of periods of like stasis in their life. They may actually live in a different location and need to move closer to you. They've had to face some truths about themselves, and one of them was like how to argue fairly. They may have grown up in a difficult family situation, but family is very, very important to them. This person is your true love, even though they may come to you after you've had your own learning relationships. Remember, I said at the start of this, we have many different types of soulmates. One of them is a healing soulmate. The other is chaos soulmate, somebody that you meet and it's like a bomb going off in your life. And you kind of have to, I guess, reassemble yourself into the shape that you most admire, the one that you're working towards, the person you wish to be. Apparently, you are very likely to have children together because I have that mother's energy, I have the marriage energy, and family is very important. We have true love and new love, but it does look as if you may meet at some point, and for whatever reason, you're not able to get together with this not today energy. But have faith, it is coming back after destructive patterns are overcome. One of the things that everyone involved needs to learn is the ability to be self-protective, to be caring about oneself and loving of oneself. I really wish I could figure out something that would help give me some more physical descriptions, but we're going to go with some energy cards to start closing this out. Anything else you want to tell me about pile number one, soulmate? Remember, it's either Sagittarius or Taurus energy is the one that is most likely. Remember, that can be sun, moon, or rising. The Sagittarius energy is really that kind of adventurous in bed energy that I'm picking up, which good for you. Have fun. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. What else do we have on pile number one's soulmate? Let's go. All right. The temple path, again, healing must be accomplished first. All tied up, there is a block until such time as it is accomplished. And then I have contract and then walking away. And walking away is a traveling energy. But it is a soul contract. This person is truly meant to be in your life after you've learned, like, everybody has stumbles. We have this like societal expectation that you'll meet somebody and you'll just spend your whole life together, and that's so super romantic. You know what's more romantic is having made mistakes and stumbles and invested in the wrong person and then having real love come to you anyway. Right at the point where you think, you know what, maybe I have overinvested in this, maybe this is not an area of my life that is meant to be working out. Boundless joy comes your way with new love that is true love. It will bring you a sense of family. It will bring you a sense of inclusion. Group number one, this is a beautiful, beautiful energy. Now remember, gender a little bit meaningless in tarot, but this is, the King of Pentacles is someone who's truly seasoned. They're somebody who's learned life's lessons and has the ability to take care of themselves. They usually have good money energy as well, but it is not about being, although there are gendered cards here, remember we all contain masculine and feminine energies. However, this is showing up as a likely man coming into your life, somebody who identifies as a male, coming into your life. You will meet them, and maybe you might be involved in a relationship, they might be involved in a relationship. They come back into your life. And remember, this may not be somebody that you immediately click with because you're in the middle of a different path and so are they. But this is somebody that you apparently will know. They will come back into your life, and you will have a long-term relationship that is your true love. And that person will light you up like you are a birthday candle. They really know what they're doing in certain areas of love. They're adventurous and passionate, but they're stable and they're secure. But they have had to make their own youthful mistakes. So remember, we're looking at about 25 and up, and it can go all the way up to the end of life stages. People learn when they're meant to learn, and the lessons that they learn carry them forward. So, one last time, Sagittarius energy can be Sagittarius season, which is typically November 22nd to December 21st. And then we got the Taurus energy as well, despite the fact that I grabbed the wrong dice at first. Group number 1, that was your reading. Who is your soulmate? A likely earth sign, skilled in business, skilled in the bedroom, somebody who will have walked some miles, as will you. And it looks like initially decisions need to be made about where everybody lives because they might not be directly proximate to you, but this is an enduring relationship that will bring you that sense of family, of being loved and kind of desired, but also cared for and protected. You will also know how to take care of yourself, and you will have unconditional love for this person. Group number 1, what a beautiful set of cards. I hope that as soon as you meet, it basically lights up your personal sky and carries you forward all the way through night. Take care. Be well. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 2, this is your reading. We're putting number 2 over there so people can easily fast forward to their readings, but there will be timestamps in the description box down below. We're going to get some archetype cards to give me some ideas of the person's personality and perhaps their romantic style. We're going to have some astrological dice to get some likely astrological signs. We're going to have some island wellness cards. We're going to get some Amir Love oracle cards as well as we try and look for personality traits for group number 2's soulmate. Now remember, we have lots of different types of soulmates. This is seeking to define romantic soulmates. We do have best friend soulmates, we have healing soulmates, we have chaos soulmates, we have soulmates out the wazoo, really. Our soul tribe members are often soulmates in various descriptions. Here we go, let's go. But we're looking for the romantic soulmates. So let's go. Who is pile number 2's soulmate? Who is pile number 2's soulmate? Can you tell me about pile number 2's soulmate? Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We're taking 6 cards, which is the number of personal internal balance. We're kind of looking for your the person who completes you at the time of your life that you meet them. And you can have different stages of life. I have the Tower in reverse. Okay, something that is coming to you after likely some other relationships that have not worked out. That is a rock bottom energy. That is a starting over energy. It comes out with the Page of Wands in the upright. Well, this is somebody fiery, somebody who has a good imagination. This is a good, young, youthful, kind of exuberant energy as well. Comes out with the Magician in the upright. Well, that is an awesome energy. This is somebody who can be very funny. This is somebody who has a good rapport with animals. This is somebody who may have, in fact, a magical side. It comes out with the Seven of Pentacles in the upright, which is a process card. This can be a building blocks type of relationship. The Queen of Cups in the upright is the card for mothers. It is the card for the astrological signs Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. It's water sign energy. We have fire and water sign energy here with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, which is a card about anxiety sometimes or needing to feel more secure. The only thing, this person, like this is fun. This goes through multiple permutations, meaning it looks like you guys have a great time in bed with that Page of Wands and that Magician energy. The Seven of Pentacles, though, is this card of investing in something. It is allowing a full process. It is one of the healing process cards as well. You'll meet likely when you're young. There might be a slight age difference with that Page of Wands in reverse, where they are, like, there's a 3 or 4 year age gap. That is one of the things that the pages can mean, is someone who is younger. Here's the thing. You are, like, you still struggle with, this is likely going to be at a formative stage of your life. So we're talking, this is someone who you either have met or will meet during your early 20s. Like I said, slight age gap. This person, like, really knows how to light you up. I'm not positive they're your life partner, but remember, we really invest in the idea of someone always being there, when realistically, as you get a little bit older, you understand that if you look back at yourself when you're younger, it's like that person, you don't have as much in common with that person as you think you will. And I'm talking about from your own standpoint. So don't be overly invested in, will we be together forever, but rather, what will the quality of the relationship be like? And it will help you learn many things about yourself. It'll teach you not to be insecure in relationships as well. There are times when you'll feel very, very loved, but there is some anxiety around this because there may be some struggles, potentially with addiction, because of that Tower in reverse, which can be one of the rock bottom energies. I don't think it's addiction, though. I don't. I think that this is a relationship that will teach you many lessons about what it takes. Aries energy, and I have that fire sign energy. They can be an Aries, but it is also that passionate, that personal power energy that comes in with the Aries as well. And then we're going to get another Astro Dice. And this one comes out with Sagittarius. You have fire sign out the wazoo. Now remember, that can also indicate the astrological seasons in which you will meet somebody. So the Aries season is typically from about March 21st to April 19th, and then the Sagittarius season is November 21st. Hold on, I'm checking my date on that. I've got November 22nd to December 21st on my chart. Okay, let's keep going here. You are likely to meet them in the course of going about some chores in your life, meaning, like, this could be somebody that you bump into when you're getting your car serviced, type of thing. This could be somebody that you meet at, like, your starter job as you're at a lower level, because the Seven of Pentacles is telling me that, and that's where the magic happens. Like, it is a very deep love, but it causes you some anxiety because I don't think everybody involved has learned all of the lessons that they need to, and you'll be learning those lessons together. And it does look like there's good fun makeup time as well with that Page of Wands energy. But the Aries energy, that the Aries has that kind of hothead vibe sometimes. It does look like there's a slightly explosive energy around this. We have the Damsel, understanding the nature of healthy romance. Oh my God, that's exactly what I was just talking about. Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. That is one thing to remember, is that remaining independent in relationships is one of the things that helps keep them healthy. Meaning you have your own friends, you have your own passions and pursuits, and so do they, but you have shared interests as well. We have shadow attributes, waiting for a knight to provide for you, seduction by romantic illusion. Is this possible, like, to be one of those learning and healing and growing energies? Yes, it is, but I'm not overly concerned about it, quite simply because it looks as if it teaches you to have confidence in yourself. This is like, the love helps you build more confidence in yourself, even if this one might not necessarily work out. Again, I've got fire sign energy around it with a potential Scorpio, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces with this Queen of Cups energy. Remember, gender is pretty much meaningless in tarot. Whenever I say that, somebody gets angry, but it just is. We all contain masculine and feminine energies, and the cards are not trying to indicate gender. They're trying to indicate divine and masculine, divine feminine and divine masculine energies. We have the Beggar, confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. The shadow attribute is dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. The only thing I've got here is it teaches you some lessons about relying on yourself. It looks like this is going to be at a stage in your life, or has been at a stage in your life, because remember, time's a fluid structure. in which like money was a big concern, and learning how to make it and learning how to have your physical security was there. One of the things it starts teaching you is to rely on yourself and to have more confidence in yourself. And then I have judge, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. This is going to be a relationship that teaches you all about power. And then I have the shadow attribute is offering only constructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. Hey, let's talk about that. If you grew up in a household where like one parent criticized the other or criticized their children, like remember you may have learned lessons that you need to unlearn. This is a card of learning basic lessons around kind of how to handle your own emotions. This, I'm not positive, is a life partner soulmate. But they are, remember, we have different soulmates for different stages of our life. And does that mean that you'll absolutely part ways? No, that's not what it means. It means that it's in your life to help teach you about your own personal power, about what you value in life. Work is going to be a big part of this. So I feel like this is a younger relationship. It doesn't have to be, and this, of course, could be describing a relationship from your past as well. But trying to build stability is a big one in this, because this is the starting out from ground zero energy with the Tower in reverse. Such good passion with this Page of Wands. And then this is one of my favorite magicians, but look at these two things. Fire all over the place. Be careful with that Queen of Cups energy. If this is an upcoming relationship, this is a conception card and so is this. So remember, if you're not into it quite yet, be careful with birth control. Let's get some, whoa, the Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. This could be a relationship from the past. No second chances. Grow and transform your life. Please don't worry about that. It could be coming to you after you've had a big breakup with that Tower in reverse. In fact, the reading starting out with the Grim Reaper does tell me that one stage of your life is over and the other is beginning. I'm going to say it's the stage in which, like, it's very young romance. This really does look like something that was either in your life or coming into your life when you're in, like, like I said, early 20s type of thing. And there might be a very slight, but it is truly a slight age gap. Here we go. Let's get these guys involved. Get it righted as well. Twin flames, okay? Twin flames, yin-yang, zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. Remember, a twin flame is in your life to help highlight what you need to learn. This is a learning card. To grow, to bring about union so that you can be together. But it can be a slightly rocky energy. With kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, and falling in love. There is all that fire. There really is all that fire. And then cassette, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. Hey, remember what I was just talking about where I said that, basically the things you learned in your family of origin are things that you might need to unlearn? I think that, honest to goodness, that you kind of have to start over in how you approach relationships. Potentially, you came from a home where there were toxic relationships around you, and you just have to learn. This is a process card. I like everything around this, but I'm not positive this is the only, this is your long-term relationship. And again, if you hear that, remember it could be something from your past. And then also, please don't try to avoid your lessons. They'll just come to you in a different form. We want what we want when we want it, but the universe and the divine brings us what is meant for us in the time that it is meant for us. Let's get some Amir's Love Oracle cards to see what this has to add to the mix. Let's go. 1 and 2 and 3. What have we got for group number 2 on their soulmate? I'm using a sound barrier on my microphone today, and I hope it will limit the need for the buffer sound on it. Career, like I said, it's like a time of your life where trying to build financial security is a big thing, because that beggar energy too. Dating queen, opportunities, dates, abundance. True gem, valuable, quality, jewelry. And then I have communication, texting, phone calls, online. I think that this is a learning experience for you. You've either had it and already, this can be a healing soulmate, as a for instance. But there's something around this with this true gem energy. I think this is a person who is in your life when you're at a very, you're trying to learn how to do things differently, Twin flames often go into separation. It's rare for twin flames to meet when everybody has already done their work. It is usually the thing that highlights the work that we need to do. So let's get a wellness card here. This is like the Purple Canyon wellness cards or something. They're very, very complicated in the title. What do we got for group number 2 on their soulmate? Remember, Sagittarius and Aries energy, all that fire. And I do think you argue, and I think maybe that is one of the things that kind of makes you examine things and makes you learn things. I think it is a struggle for you, and it may particularly be around money, but there's so much passion and there's so much fun. Like, this makes you feel alive and invigorated in a way that you may not have experienced yet. And you'll always remember it no matter the duration of it. But the communication, it really is as if, like, this is a process, sort of soulmate. This is somebody who is getting you ready, your healing soulmate, for potentially your true love, or for them to return to you as that twin flame energy. Caring nature, I will always aim to be sympathetic, empathetic, compassionate, and kind. However, I will avoid expending my own mental health and happiness for the sake of others. My first priority is me. I think that self-care and learning to be self-reliant and independent is one of the things that this particular relationship will teach you. And it's weird because I don't really have dissolution. I just have the twin flame energy always makes me pause. It just always makes me pause with beauty. I kind of got that feeling with the Page of Wands and with the Magician, is that, like, there's just so much attraction there. Like, you kind of can't keep your hands off each other. We have seeking approval or gazes from others is not important. I seek to define myself in full and not just by my appearance. My beauty is most prominent when I'm living a carefree and happy life, unconcerned with others' approval. This is a slightly rocky type of energy that maybe the divine or spirit is bringing to you to try and teach you about your own worth, about how to have better judgment in yourself and in others. But that damsel and beggar, I think there's likely some money fights there. And it's not a terrible energy. It's just kind of like, it's like a skill that you didn't learn that this relationship will help you learn. And I hope that makes sense. Let's get going with some higher love oracle cards. Ooh, positive transition. What else do we have? That with that Tower in reverse, like, honest to goodness, it's almost like maybe your first serious person has gone by the wayside, and then you meet this person next. And they're part of, with that Seven of Pentacles energy, part of that life process energy. And the thing is that, like, it is melt your mind type of hot with the Page of Wands and then the Magician energy as well. Soulmate. Intellectual matters. It is about learning things. Soulmate. And I want one more. Achievement and good fortune. And then sudden change is the last one that would have come out on that. So it does appear with communication and dating and career that this comes to you in a stage in your life where, you know, probably the wisest thing for your own self-development is to look towards, what is my purpose? What am I building in this life? And there are fights about money in this one because it is an early stage type of energy. Again, if you're a little bit older and you're watching this, this could be describing a relationship that you already had. But it will teach you the true nature of love and help you unlearn lessons that were in your formative experience, potentially preparing you for a time when this person will return to your life and you two will have everything together. It is one of the things that's going to be teaching you about how to communicate well. But the dating queen energy, it really is like there is this romantic energy around it. It's just kind of a hot energy. What can I say? Let's get some messages of love oracle cards going with this one as well. Can you tell me anything about group number 2's soulmate? 1 and 2 and 3. Is this long-term getting married? I don't have that one on this table. I don't. I have like something that looks like I'm not going to call it a rocky relationship at all. But it has its ups and downs, and the ups are very, very up. And the downs cause you a lot of anxiety. Children, this is a card for inner child healing as well. Remember, I'm a keyword reader for the most part, meaning that when I have these type of oracle cards and I take a bunch of them, it's because they basically spell out sentences to me. You're still young when you have this relationship. You're still learning things. And can you grow and stay together? Of course. But it does look as if there will be a need to learn how to do things differently to get better results overall. Integrity, and then I want one more. Intuition, second chance. Okay, as I said, there is at least a little bit of an indication that this particular energy is all about trying to learn life's lessons and have slightly different results. Okay, a local truck had its little I'm backing up beeper on so loud that I finally just gave in and stopped the recording for a couple of minutes so that they could clear and not be a big part of our reading. Let's get some energy cards here. Like I said, this is a process card. This is a learning about each other type of relationship, but it's got so much passion. It's got so much fun. Like, you're always trying to figure out how to do things that cost less money, because unfortunately it is at a stage in your life where money is a focus because you don't have quite a lot of it yet. But that doesn't mean it's never coming. It just means that it is one of the lessons that you're learning about. How important is money in your life, what you wish to do to make it, etc. Let's get going with some energy cards. What else can you tell me about group number 2's soulmate? And this one looks like a healing soulmate. Does that mean that there's a different soulmate on the other side of it? Yes, particularly because with a couple of energies here, this might be a relationship you've already had. This might be a relationship you've already had. We have action. I get the sense of that. There's a lot of heat with all that fire sign energy. 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron, that is one of the energies for a twin flame. We are deeply psychically connected with a woman holding a coin energy. We've got the woman holding a coin energy with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, which is about anxiety. Angel of Strength, which is about overcoming with compassion. And then I have Happy Family. We had a children card as well. Remember, it's a general reading, so different people will have different answers. But there is a potential for this particular relationship to be one where you break up and then, 6 months later get back together. Like, you have to experience the world without each other in order to be like, no, that was it. I need that back. Or it could potentially be something that returns to you after a gap of, years in which you are trying to get your stuff in order, get your poop in a group, as the saying goes. And for that person as well. But the good thing about this is that they are fun, they are inventive. They may be on a Pisces and Aries cusp, because I have this water sign energy with the Aries energy. The unconditionally loving affection, falling in love, it's a relationship that it's got good storms around it. You know what I mean? It's got the energy of, there's a mercurial and a volatile energy that isn't about any type of abuse, but learning how to handle passions, including around, unfortunately, there do look to be a fair number of arguments around money. This is, again, at a beginning stage in relationships, serious relationships. True gems could be an engagement ring. And then communication is one of the things that this particular relationship will teach you. In terms of what the person is like, well, they've got this very vital and physical energy. So and the strength card is another thing that will indicate that this person really cares about their body, how they look. I keep getting this vibe that they're likely in their early 20s when you meet them. And you may be just a tiny bit older, because I did have that Page of Wands energy as well. But it can't be more than 3-4 years at most. And it is a relationship that teaches you a great deal about relationships. Let's go ahead and get one more before we get out of here. Let's get some Infinity Oracles. Are there any closing messages about this particular kind of living, learning, and loving relationship that just came through? Meaningful coincidences. Like I said, it's like you meet them when you're in the middle of doing something, like a chore. Like you're getting your car serviced, or you're going to the mall to pick up something from Best Buy or something. There's that 7 of Pentacles energy from the original draw. Just kind of says that you're kind of going about your life when you have this, chance meeting with somebody. And it's hot and it's fiery, but sometimes it's a little too hot and a little too fiery, and it teaches you how to handle that. Temptation. Ooh, that is that wonderful lustful energy with manifest. And then I want one more. Ooh, ghosted. And then I have abundance is near. So remember that I said that there is likely going to be a period in which, if this is your long-term person, you do have a period in which you part ways and learn how to value each other and likely come back together. Now, it is going to be different for all people, because this is a general reading. It can't hold true for everybody. But please remember, your soulmate is defined so much by the fire of this particular connection. It's almost like, Here's what I really got from that, learning how to communicate energy, is this is the relationship that teaches you how to solve problems outside of the bedroom. That you don't just have make-up sex and then everything's better, but the underlying issue is still there. This is the relationship where you have the great sex, but then you also learn how to have the meaningful conversations that lead to resolution. And it does look as if you might part ways, but it also looks as if there is this feeling of this person lights me up in a way that nobody else can. All right, group number 2, that was your reading. Look out for that fire sign energy and that melt your mind type of chemistry. It will teach you many things, and for some it will return to them after a period of stasis and bring that back into their life. Take care. Be well. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 3, then this is your reading. We're putting the number 3 over there, but there will be timestamps in the description box down below. I just put that over there so people can easily fast forward to their message. This is the Sun and Moon Tarot. It will be bringing you a predictive spread of 6 cards, which is the number of emotional balance. We're going to get some Island Wellness cards. We're going to get some archetype cards, which will hopefully tell us more about the person's personality and the circumstances and the things that this relationship will teach you. Remember, we do have different romantic soulmates throughout the course of our life. It is rare for somebody to marry and be with their first love forever. It does happen. It does happen. That's usually something that's brought to people who've had multiple lifetimes together already, and they learned and kind of worked out the problems. I almost said kinks, but like some people don't want to work out their kinks. They want to leave it into them. Here we go. Let's get going for pile number 3. Tell me about pile number 3 is soulmate, please. Tell me about pile number 3 is soulmate. We'll be getting some astrological dice as well to see what their likely astrological sign is. Please remember that this is a general reading, so it can't possibly hold true for everybody. And hey, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. If you like the reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to my website in the description box down below. We have the 6 of Cups in the upright, which is a past life relationship. It can be a relationship from when you were young. It could be somebody that you met when you were very young. I have the 9 of Cups in reverse, which is a card of sometimes delayed wish fulfillment, sometimes disappointments. This may come to you after you've had some disappointing relationships. Remember, we got to kiss some frogs before we find the one sometimes. With the Lovers in the upright, which is the Gemini energy. The Queen of Wands in the upright, that is somebody, like, this is a very attractive person. This is somebody who just really holds your attention. And this is the part where I say, remember, gender is meaningless in tarot. It really is. We all contain divine masculine and divine feminine energies. And the Queen of Wands is somebody who really holds the eye, really captivates. The Queen of Cups in the upright, which is that wonderful, loving, caring energy, with the King of Wands in reverse. Okay, so the King of Wands in reverse is like there's... I must be reading for the fiery people today, because that is an energy of learning how to resolve things well. Like there's good heat all over the place here, but I have a feeling this is a learning type of experience and might be another healing soulmate, but let's find out. Let's get our astro dice here. What are the likely astrological signs? We're going to push you over there. Virgo. Whoa, double Virgo. Details is what that can also mean. Now remember, that can be sun, moon, or rising. We all have astrology is actually a very complicated thing. So let's get back to talking about what the tarot is trying to tell us. The 6 of Cups, this is like this kind of like fateful feeling, like you've known each other before and potentially you have. This person has been a part of your life in different lifetimes. There are some exterior world circumstances when you meet that it's kind of a difficult period. This might be somebody that you are meeting as like kind of some of our world challenges are beginning to resolve if you haven't already met them. The Lover's energy is like choices are going to be an important part of this relationship, and learning how to kind of take care of your stuff and stay in your own lane and vice versa. Like there's this feeling of learning how to define your individuality. The Queen of Wands in the upright and the Queen of Cups, there is love and there is passion in this. And sometimes that passion is going to lead to like needing to learn how to fight fair, needing to learn how to fight in a manner that resolves the difficulty rather than carries the energy forward. I don't have any sense at what stage of life this particular relationship is about yet, but we're going to start looking here. Let's get some Island Wellness cards to start. I'm taking them in different orders depending on what the kind of like the cards are talking to me about, because I'm not seeing why this would end. other than like the need to everybody involved, where there's passion, passionate people sometimes have tempers. And I don't have any sense of abuse here, but I have like communication and the details of a relationship being the hard part to like figure out, like who takes what chore, and like if you end up having kids together, like who's driving who to soccer practice, that type of thing. Let's go. What do we have for pile number 3? This is a relationship that has a more mature vibe around it as well. So it is not likely your very first foray into serious relationships. We have, we have the runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy and listening to ego. This is somebody who might be coming to you from a past life connection to try and teach you the lessons that you need to learn in this life to have the best outcomes. Seduction. Like I said, man, there's a lot of heat here. I have attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. Can that King of Wands in reverse suggest that? Like this person with this runner energy and a fear of intimacy and seduction? Some people, one of the things that, just because somebody goes outside of a relationship does not make them, like, they don't necessarily have a character flaw. They often have an emotional, like, wound from their childhood, and they don't understand why they go towards self-sabotaging relationships. This might be one of the things that either of you came from a childhood where your, like, potentially your mother was left for, like, your father left her for somebody else, that type of thing. Because there's some difficult energies around it. Separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. This is a back and forth energy. It just is. Love, unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction. This is affection and attraction right there. And then I have sunglasses. Watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, and focusing out. Okay, so be aware that this is kind of a soulmate pairing that is about helping everybody involved resolve their childhood wounds. Is it likely going to last? It's a little hard to tell with that separation energy, but I do think it's one of those, like, there's so much fire in this particular energy, but with that double Earth sign Virgo energy, it's got its challenges in the details. Everybody involved, I think what this really is saying is that both people have such strong heads and strong minds in this, that fighting for control, which can have some good, like, implications about passion, can have a stormy implication for how the relationship works. But that double Virgo energy, again, it's like for whenever the astro dice can indicate, like, the astrological signs personality archetype can indicate the nature of the relationship. And we just have those two, like, Virgo's just a tough head-to-head energy. Like, you're both fighting for control. I have the dilettante, which is delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Now, the only thing in here is with that Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups energy, is that this is, like, young and youthful, and, like, everybody involved is very pretty and lithe, and that's the reasons that you're attracted to each other. Like, as you discover the depth of the person, it presents some challenges, but that's the way it's supposed to work. Shadow attribute is pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. I'm going to tell you, with that runner energy, I've got a little bit of that. Like, this person might be like, yeah, no, I'm in it for the long haul. I don't do casual relationships. They might talk to you about who they aspire to be rather than who they have been historically. We have Hermit. Oh, wow. Guess what? That's the Virgo card in tarot. We have Virgo all over this. Oh, my word. Light attributes is seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity, and then, by the way, very creative energy in all aspects, if you get my drift. Shadow attribute is withdraws from society out of fear of negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. No concerns around that, but I could not have more Virgo energy. Considering that I don't have a pentacle among the tarot, boy, does it ever want you to say, no, that it's like, it's a healing energy, but it's also Virgo, 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 Virgo. Child eternal, determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit. I'm telling you, I think this is an early stage relationship. Ability to see things with fresh eyes. The shadow attribute is inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependencies on others for physical security. What I have in this is a relationship that, this might have already happened, because there's this relationship of watching somebody with that stalker energy. And the sunglasses, remember, even if something bears the word stalker, it can really be just somebody checking out your social media, somebody keeping tabs on you. But this was a relationship, or will be a relationship, time being a fluid structure, in which no end to passion and everybody involved is kind of young, beautiful, and has a lot of fun. And the sex is amazing. But the problem is that you're both fighting head to head for control in different areas of your life. It is a good kind of stormy relationship. Again, with that separation energy, it may not be the one that is meant to last forever, but we are very invested in the idea of permanence. And honest to goodness, we only ever get one day at a time, so enjoy the relationship that is there with you and don't worry if it will always be there. Just learn what you can from it and enjoy it. And remember, the divine always has a plan, and there will always be the next stage and the next ability to learn, grow, and expand. I have major ending, new beginning, new opportunities. I'm wondering if this is like one of the people who you've already learned your lessons from. And then I have end of a learning cycle. Like I said, it's like you have to learn how to have the full spectrum relationship with this person. Dreams come true, and then loss issues with that as well. So group number 3, I like this energy quite a bit, but I'm going to put the loss issues away because I kind of don't really have that. I have this is potentially someone who was a soulmate, because this past relationship could be the energy of you've already had this relationship. And after everybody involved has learned their lessons, it's potentially true for some that they will be returning to your life. But I like how much, the only thing is this kind of Virgo hermit energy, is that it's like you argue over stupid things sometimes, because it's called the toothpaste cat fight. Usually, like, when there used to be a saying that, like, if people were fighting over who left the cap off of the toothpaste, which is like, dating me, because, toothpaste doesn't have caps any longer. They have flip up caps. It was always about something deeper. Like, we argue about the minutia when we're trying to get to the deeper underlying issues. And that may have been the nature of this relationship, or will be. Again, I have 2 different conflicting things on this. With that dreams come through, this is something that is bringing you crucial building blocks for your true partner. And could it still be that person? Yes. But it does look as if you have to part ways and then come back together. Here we go, which is very, very common. We have work. Oh, yeah, I knew it, damn it. Pardon me. I rarely swear on camera. I just kind of already got with that separation energy. It's rare to see. And the 6 of Cups can also be a twin flame relationship. Twin flame, gifts, which is surprises, presents, openings. The work that goes into this relationship is about, like, bringing you into a stage of your life where you can have everything you want from a relationship. Fun times. I get that sense that there's exploration in this of multiple areas of your life. This person they're kind and generous sometimes, but they're not super successful at the stage that you're having this relationship with them. And it does cause some strife. If this is something that's already happened, know that the person, like, whether or not you're aware of it, like, they keep tabs on you. They try to keep up with what's going on in your life. They still care. Like, here's the thing. If this is a relationship that has already happened, and you know what I'm talking about, and you're like, yes, I did learn how to have arguments and how to not lose my mind over the dishwasher not being properly loaded. That person remembers you in the same way as somebody who, like, they contributed to things more than they might have admitted at the time. Are they ever coming back? Twin flames frequently go into periods of separation and then come back together. Sometimes it takes more than one lifetime, so it's hard to say, and it's going to be different for each person. Remember, general readings are to give us the general outlines of our path. Personal readings are what it takes to really identify the specifics. Here we go. We have acceptance. Everything happens for a reason. Rejection. Interference, which is a third-party card, but the third party can be the divine, by the way. Stability. This relationship can stand the test of time. And then boundaries. I get the sense that this is a learning relationship that for some is returning, and for others is going to be the thing that gave you the building blocks to make your own dreams come true. But you're special to this person to this day. You're special to this person to this day. I don't know if you were the runner or if they were the runner, but with that third-party interference energy, and then I got that in this as well, It's almost like the divine interfered to bring you into separation because there were more lessons to be learned. With this sunglasses energy and the dreams come true, if it's not them returning, this was the relationship that you needed in order to have the true depth of a relationship. Because remember, romance and sex and all kinds of fun, we go on trips together, we plan our wedding together type of thing, that's this wonderful giddy romantic energy. But that's about 25% of life. In a relationship that's doing well, your sex life is about 25% of it, and 75% of it is, do you like each other? Do you like to do things together? Do you have the same plans? Do you have the same values? Do you want the same things? And it looks like the 25% is about 50% of this relationship, meaning you know how to make that part work, but the details of this Virgo energy is about teaching you so much about how to have the relationships that you want to have in order to have, I guess, the life that you're hoping to have. And of course, here's the Virgo thing, but every time I pick it up, I lose the thing, but they both did just say Virgo. You had the Virgo on that, which is, again, details is one of the things that a double Virgo can mean like that. It's interesting to me because I don't have any pentacles on this. It's all about passion and drive. And sometimes, like, the child eternal energy, which is the shadow attribute, is inability to grow up and be responsible. I have this feeling that this person is far less responsible than you are, and it causes friction and it causes some problems. We're going to get a couple more types of cards here, but I'm picking up the other cards to get them out of the way. I'm going to take some energy cards here. Can you tell me anything else for pile number 3, please? What about their soulmate do we need to know? Remember, we have multiple forms of soulmates. So if this is already gone in your life and you're like, yay, that's describing the relationship I had 2 years ago, that doesn't mean that you're not meeting your soulmate. It means that you're meeting the next stage of soulmate, which we have healing soulmates and then we have life partner soulmates. And sometimes we don't need a healing soulmate. We just meet our life partner soulmate. But that was a type of healing soulmate. All right, we have victory. Woo! Door to value. Yes. Patience. Well, envy. And then I have community and door to romance. Now the envy card is interesting to me because it is the card in this particular deck that would indicate something like somebody's watching you. And again, no creepy vibes around it. There's no creepy vibes around anything here. It's just that if this is a relationship that is already passed, the person does actually keep tabs on you. They do wonder what you're up to. There was a lot within this relationship that taught them things that were very important to them. And the one thing that I want to make sure we get before we check out on this one is communication. Healthy communication is meaningful in all relationships, and I realize that I must express to others how I desire to be communicated with. I manifest people that will expand my thinking, make me laugh, and bring happiness into my life. This relationship is the one that teaches you how to have meaningful and productive communication. And that makes it sound like it's some kind of school, but like everything around all that fire says that it is a lot more fun than it is work, but that it has this, tumultuous type of energy around it. It's slightly chaotic sometimes. And that chaos can be good, but the chaos can be tiring as well. It is likely something that if it has not happened, when it comes into your life, the best thing to do is enjoy it because there was so much passion around it. Have fun with that. Have fun learning your lessons and accept them as different stages of life bring me different lessons. And people do come and go. Now, when I say they do come and go, sometimes they come back. And that was one of the energies around this. Let's get going here. 1 and 2 and 3. One of the things that just came through is this is the relationship that helps teach you that relationships are not all about having things your way. That the other person's way, you have to find that balance. I have fear and anxiety, okay. Destined, well, good for you. Take a risk, signs from nature, and I want one more, inner strength. All right, so you will know this person. You either know who I'm talking about already and they've already passed from your life, or they're coming up and when you meet them, you're going to know. And even though this relationship does not look like it's the long-term relationship, the one that lasts for decades, please remember it takes a really long time for time to pass. If you think, well, why would I get involved with that person if we're not going to be together forever? Because if you're together for 10 years, that's a big chunk of your life. If you're together for 5 years, that's a big chunk of your life that has meaningful days in every single moment of it. Don't look at the end of the relationship to determine the worth of it. Honest to goodness, as somebody who's had multiple relationships, the worth of the relationship is when you're having it. And endings can sting, but when the sting heals, you still have the experience, you still have the memories, and you still have the lessons. Okay, group number 3, that was your reading for Who's Your Soulmate? Somebody where you have so much passion, so much fire, but it's a little bit difficult to get the workings of the relationships to run smoothly, and that's what this person helps you do. And it helps you learn how to communicate what you need effectively as well, and unlearn some potentially toxic relationship dynamics from your own childhood. Group number 3, what a fun, passionate, sexy relationship that one showed. Take care, be well. Welcome back. If you chose pile number 4, then this is your reading. I'm putting number 4 over there so people can easily fast forward to the reading. But there are timestamps in the description box down below. We're using the Angels Tarot to get you some predictive cards, 6 cards for it's basically emotional balance. So that is one of the soulmate spreads. We're going to have some island wellness times. We're going to have some archetype cards. We're going to have some other cards as well to try and find out personality traits, astrological signs, a couple of other things about your soulmate. Now remember, we have different types of soulmates. There are healing soulmates, there are chaos soulmates, there are best friend soulmates, there are life partner soulmates, there are twin flame soulmates. We're going to find out, this is seeking for romantic soulmates though. Let's get going for pile number 4. Who is your soulmate? Hey, before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you know every time I post a video. If you like the reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to book me for a private reading, group number 4, then there is a link to my website in the description box down below. Hey, let's go. Here we go. What have we got for pile number 4? All right. Okay, 3 of Cups in the upright. You may meet them at a party. They may be a friend first. There's celebrations and gatherings. That comes out with the, who are you? Temperance in reverse. It does look like you might be lit when you meet this person. You might be partying when you meet this person. Because the Temperance in reverse says that maybe you've had a couple glasses of wine type of thing. Doesn't have to hold true for everybody. Whoa, the Tower in reverse is, I'm not sure your first meeting goes super well. Like you genuinely might encounter each other at a function. Somebody's either impatient or a little bit like kind of off balance as well. And you have to start all over again with the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, which is being brought in from the cold. You don't make the best impression on each other the first time you meet. And there might be an exterior circumstances. And then I have the 3 of Swords in the upright, which is a card for heartbreak, but it can be from healing from it. It can be the card for COVID as well, with the 6 of Swords in reverse, which is a returning energy. This looks like something that goes through multiple different types of, when you first meet, this is interesting because, man, it's like you guys crack the world when you get together in terms of how much energy collides with that Tower in reverse. There may be like fits and starts on this where it's really hard to figure out where you're going. Like maybe you meet when you're at a gathering or at a party at a friend's house or something, and for whatever reason, like you don't have the best first impression of one another. And what's making me say that is the Temperance card in reverse can be somebody who is impatient. It can be somebody who is frustrated, and you have to start all over again. Like you really might meet somebody like when, like somebody, I just got the weirdest thing. Somebody at a party, like their car is trapped in by the way other people parked. And when you meet them, they're showing their worst side. They're pretty frustrated. They're pretty angry. When you meet them again, you have to start all over again. But there are multiple energies of returning with the 6 of Swords after a period of heartbreak. Again, this can also stand in for COVID, so it could be somebody that you've already met, had a slightly rocky relationship with, because again, we have that things begin and then start and stop and start and stop. It could be a while before, like you guys could just be hooking up and having fun. And like nobody involved wants to quite be like, yeah, no, we're in a relationship. It's almost like you're going to find yourself in a relationship with this person as an exterior thing, meaning you've got all these other things going on in your life, but they just keep coming back and just keep coming back. And they are more of a soulmate that, like, the friendship that is there is amazing on top of everything. But there's, like I said, this weird crack the world energy with that tower in reverse. And your signs are, whoa, Aries, which is this passionate, powerful energy. It's that, this could also be the astrological time period that you meet them in. So it could be during Aries season, which is going to be March 21st to April 19th, roughly. And then I have the Virgo energy. Virgo has been all over this. Virgo is the hermit energy as well. And the hermit is about withdrawing into self to learn lessons. It kind of looks like there are two different scenarios possible here. When you meet each other, like not the best first impression, you have to start all over again. And it's difficult, like trying to resolve, there could have been a divorce in somebody's past, trying to resolve where you both stand is challenging. And this person just keeps coming back and just keeps coming back. There's so much fire and this kind of, like you both really know who you are when you meet. But the other one is like kind of trying to figure out, define who you are as a couple. Like it really is kind of like, it starts out as this maybe friends with benefits type of thing, but this person and you, like they get you even at your worst. The Three of Swords can also be a medical card. So like I said, it could be somebody that you have been having trouble getting off the ground with. The most likely astrological signs present here are, well, boy, it could be anything. It genuinely could be anything because we have multiple earth sign energies. And then the tower is always so fiery. It just is. Its ruling planet is Mars as well. So there's no end of like, boy, you guys can fight like, you know, cats and dogs sometimes. But the way that you resolve things is, since you're both so strong-minded, this person is very, like, they get along well with other people. They're funny. They're engaging. They're, it's like they have this weird luck where, like, whenever they need money, it like kind of comes to them. Like they've got this kind of, I kind of want to say a vagabond's energy. Like they just get through life. They're kind of, they have an almost nomadic spirit around them sometimes. This is a relationship, and some of them have been coming out with time periods in life. I'm going to assume it's fairly early in life, or at least at a stage where you're still like, you know, getting together with friends for parties. Because I do have that Temperance card in reverse. Somebody might have struggled with a drinking problem with that rock bottom tower energy. I have Mentor, which is passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. And the shadow attribute is inability to allow the student to move along to the role of master, imparting false information. That Aries energy, it really is like, you know, you both fight for like who's in charge sometimes. And you can take that however you like, because there's this genuinely, there's good banter, there's good happiness, there's lots of laughter and celebration together. But it is really hard because with this Five of Pentacles in reverse and this Three of Swords in the upright and the Six of Swords in reverse, it is like, it is the one that makes you feel like maybe your heart's been taken out of your chest sometimes. That's how much this person can end up meaning to you. And it takes a while to have everything be defined. And it's not because you're not important to them. It's that like they're just, I don't know, they're just somebody who, they like the freedom to come and go. And I think it takes one of you. It could be you, it could be them. Remember, love relationships, it can go, in relationship readings, it can go either way. Has trouble wanting the full commitment. Meaning like they might view like long-term relationships as being tied down or something. But they keep coming back. Yeah, Fool. I have the Fool, light attributes, fearlessly revealing emotions, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Like I said, this person, like, people like them. They're the center of attention at a party. We have the shadow attribute is using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth. I'm going to say that's true on both of these. Because this person can break your heart and you theirs with like a carefully constructed sentence. They have this sense of humor that other people just absolutely adore, but like, just like they know how to make people laugh, Like they know how to target their insecurities as well. And it's a fiery relationship. With the Virgo energy and that Aries energy, it is like, everybody involved is trying to master the situation or control it. And it's either you or it's them. Like you're meeting them at a time in your life where you're just not positive you want to be pinned down any longer, but you always come back to this person and it looks like it's an enduring relationship. It's just there may have been heartbreak in the past that made you reconsider what you think relationships are for in your life. And that's just one of the weird things I have around this. Hedonist, I'm telling you, like they might not think that they're for committed relationships. Don't worry, I think they end up going for it with you. With hedonist, we have inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. The shadow attribute is pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. So, like, I don't have an addict's energy around this person, but I do have this kind of energy of, like, life's a party until it's kind of not for them. Like this person, one of the meanings of the Virgo energy in a love reading is somebody who has to get the details of life right. Like they kind of have to be their own self-manager. And this person will struggle with that. They come and go a little bit. This may already be going on in your life. That Tower in reverse could be a rock bottom energy where they have to recover, because this is a recover energy from some bad habits that led them in the wrong direction. And it does look like one or the other of you has gone through a stage where you're just like I don't just do one person. I keep it loose. I don't want a commitment. I'm not at that stage of my life. They do apparently change their mind. But it's stormy seas sometimes. You laugh well together, you argue like for hours about subjects, and like you go head to head in a way that is invigorating. In terms of passion, got no dearth of that. Like there's plenty of it there. But with these 2 threes, the 3 of cups in the upright, this is a laughing and sometimes crying energy. It's an intense relationship is what it is. And it makes everybody involved figure out, where do I end and where does my relationship begin? What sacrifices am I willing to make in order to keep this person in my life? And that's really kind of what I've got, because this is one of the energies for sacrifice. What I've kind of got is that they might need to wrap their head around the idea of, maybe I need to change how I view relationships, because this person is the only person who's ever been able to go toe-to-toe with me. I have Hand of Cards, take a risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, and gambling. And then I have the Grim Reaper, the relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. Like I said, this may have come to you after a period of like you've had your heart broken. Somebody involved here is not entirely sure where they stand with relationships. And it could be because they don't want to risk having this happen again. And then I have the Snake, competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman. This is also possible. This could be a third-party situation, but they do come back to you, is what it looks like with that 6 of Swords in reverse. Palm trees, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. They will have to be flexible around something with abundance. Keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude and bliss. So, challenges in an exterior fashion, this person or you will have to change their approach to relationships in order to have them. There you have this life is a banquet party energy with the hedonist, the fool, and the 3 of cups. And it looks like it's something that they need to grow out of. With the Grim Reaper energy, honest to goodness, I think everybody involved had a relationship that formed their view of relationships going forward. And someone involved is just kind of like this third-party energy and this third-party energy. It's like they want to keep things open and fluid. And somebody else in this won't do that. Because the Virgo energy is also kind of, like, it's like one of you has to learn from the other that not all relationships are the same. And just if you've had one relationship that just wrecked you and took everything away, that does not mean that's what relationships do. It means that's what that relationship did. Because they have to wrap their head around something kind of a little bit painful when they come back. And it's this feeling of like, I think they want to resist change because who they know themselves to be, they think really works. But for you, they have to change things in order to keep you around. And I really do think it's going that way, but again, could go either way in a relationship reading. I have new inspiration, soulmate. significant love relationship, soulmate again. So it is a soulmate. New or revived relationship, they do come back. Patience and progress. So the only warning I have around this is that when you meet this person, it is likely in a gathering situation. Like you've met them at like a celebratory dinner or at a party or at a gathering that is like sponsored by your town and you're going to the local art fair. Because this is definitely, there's a group there. When you meet them, I don't think they're sober. And I don't think they're an addict, but they may have like that hedonist vibe. They may have a developing difficulty around that they have to face with that tower in reverse. And that's very, very common. Remember, for the most part, substance abuse is about a kind of a trauma response, escaping from internal pain. But I don't have a full-blown addict's energy on this. I just have bad habits. This person has some bad habits that they have to figure out. Acceptance flipped and wanted out. So we have acceptance. To have total acceptance of others, I must gain full acceptance of myself. So I allow myself to live as me, not how I want others to perceive me. Nothing I do is upsetting, embarrassing, or intolerable. I am simply me, and that is good enough. It is the weirdest thing, but I think that this, like, you meet this person, you're like, yeah, maybe they're, like you're really attracted to them, because there's so much fire on this. There's just so much fire on this. But they're doing something that you're like, I don't know. And it could be that they're like they've overindulged in a group setting, or like I said, I had this weird energy around like somebody, parked their car in and they just lost their mind over it. And you have to have this like reassessment energy. And when you first meet them, I don't want to say they're a player, because I don't think it's a player vibe, because I think they're very open and honest about it. But like they're like, yeah, I don't want that in my life. Here's the thing. I think it's either you or it's them, has to do this full like soul searching of the Virgo energy. That's the Hermit's card. Looking within to examine the ways that they might be, the architect of their own destruction over and over again. This person has to change in order for a long-term relationship to be possible, but they are a soulmate. It's just, this is very much a learning vibe on this. So I would say it's likely a healing soulmate. Now our healing soulmate can become our long-term partner soulmate, our life partner soulmate. It's just that there usually is this period of like the withdrawing from one another. Is it definitely a twin flame situation? I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and we'll get some of Amira's love oracle cards, which can give me some physical description, which I have nothing on yet. Other than this person being like, they're funny, they're engaging, other people find them witty, but they can use that exact same trait to kind of like wound. And they can get hyper defensive around something. With that snake energy, it's like that striking energy of trying to warn somebody off of things. They can be warm and accepting and funny, but they have a big temper sometimes. They're a big personality. We have open relation. I frickin' knew it. I frickin' knew it. Open relationship, union, wallflower, young female, and then I want one more, dating queen. Okay, so this particular soulmate is a type of soulmate that comes to us to help us learn and grow and evaluate what we really want. But that open relationship, I flippin' knew it the whole time I was reading. It's like you're hooking up, or it takes you a while to be like, yes, we are together. Because that Six of Swords in reverse for me is a returning energy. It can also be like the death of things, but I don't believe so with that abundance energy and acceptance. It takes a while. Like, you could be like, hey, I don't need the external validation of dating, and like all of somebody involved thinks that they're above it, they come around. It really does look as if they come around. The wallflower and young female, one of you is far more outgoing. This is definitely an opposites attract type of energy. You're both very strong-minded, but one of you is introverted, and one of you at least appears to be extroverted. And I think they're not really an extrovert, but they may be compensating with like, hey, when I'm in a group, I always grab that glass of wine first so that I can loosen up. The social lubricant type of thing that might have gotten a little out of control, and they've had to confront that it's like, well, maybe I'm not really an extrovert. Maybe I'm somebody who has been using substances to get me to be comfortable around other people, with that acceptance vibe as well. It's weird. I don't have a full addict card, but what I do have is like an adjustment of personal habits. Abundance, we've got that in two different places. Longing, I get that a little bit. Vulnerability, passion. I'm a keyword reader. Please don't, if you want to, you can read the paragraphs underneath. But for these type of cards, I'm a keyword reader. True love. I would agree, but it takes a winding path, and that doesn't make it worth less. It makes it worth more. If somebody like cannot figure out how to be the person that they would need to be with you, but then they kind of withdraw from your life and come on back, and like it's like you make them earn it too. It makes I think this particular pile, the people end up together. I just do. I just don't think it's the smoothest path. And with that open relationship, that's how it starts out. Like that's how, or one of you believes that that's where you are. Like you're going to not settle down into that very like, wedded energy, but rather like you're just going to be having fun. We're going to be exploring. We're going to be like, I don't do that because I don't want to be tied down type of energy. And every now and then, like that hedonist energy will, bump into the right form of soulmate that makes them say, is it time to grow? Is it time to expand? Is it maybe that I just haven't met the right people yet, and so I haven't ever seen somebody or been with somebody who complements me, who gives me that balance, who gives me that, the part of my soul that responds to the part of your soul and just feels full and happy and complete. And nobody else really completes us, but we do vibe with some on a level that we don't with others. But this one's a little challenging, and it has a span of years around it. Has it already happened? It could have. With that COVID marker, you could have been in separation during COVID, and you couldn't have a committed relationship because COVID. But it is a general reading, and it will be different for everyone. We have action, strategy, all tied up. That's a little bit of a block, contract, rest and rejuvenation, and then blossoming abundance. Abundance was all over this, but the rest and rejuvenation gives me that feeling of there's a big pause on this. There's a big pause on it as like somebody, and it really could be you, kind of starts wrapping their mind around what does abundance really, what constitutes abundance? And sooner or later, this person comes around to the idea of like, you know what? Sex is great, sex is fun, who doesn't like to have it? But I really want to hang around a person who makes me laugh as much as I make other people laugh. Because whoever has that wallflower energy, it's like a little bit deceptive. And both of you have really cutting wit. And that's the only thing that is, this really could be the type of relationship where this was somebody you knew in college, and 25 years later they come back into your life being like, I never forgot you, and I wasn't in the right space at that time, but I sure am now. I don't get that sense. I have a more rapid energy, and particularly with that action card as well that we had with the energy cards. This was an interesting one. Starts out in a slightly, when you meet, like this person is like, yeah, I'm not in it for the long haul. I like to keep my options open, and they're very open about it. Wallflower, young female, and dating queen. Again, it really could have been somebody that you all knew each other when you were both, like I said, young, in university and college, potentially in high school, just starting out in life. Or it could also simply be that everybody involved had their heart broken enough times that they try and keep things at a distance to keep themselves safe. And here's what I think happens with that person. They find out that distance can sometimes cause more pain than closeness and intimacy can. So group number 4, interesting one. This person will eventually, either you will change your ways or they will change their ways, but it does look as if they return to you after walking miles and learning lessons and understanding that even if they thought open relationships or non-commitments was the path to happiness, what they find out with you is that they would rather take the risk of tying themselves down than to be without the foundations and the moorings that your particular personality provides for them. Great balanced energy on that one. Enjoy the relationship. If it hasn't come to you yet, it will be. If it has come to you, apparently it will come back to you at the stage of your life that it is meant to. But that person needs to learn lessons about self-control and personal power and where love fits into their personal picture. Take care. Be well.